Hello and welcome at the third episode from the second season of Organ Psych Talks. If you're new here, my name is Schalkwijk. I'm living in the Netherlands and during the day I work in the field of psychology and ethics within the Dutch Armed Forces. And in the evening and on all other occasions I'm an organist, performing and creating organist. But today I don't gonna perform music, I'm gonna talk about music and about one specific topic within the music. Last week I got a question from a subscriber who asked me, Rien, I frequently hear people talk about 10,000 hours of practice that you need to master something. Is that also true for being an organist? And I found it pretty interesting. I scrolled a bit through the internet and YouTube and there are lots of talks and videos about this subject, why 10,000 hours is so important. But I did a bit deeper research about the question, is it a myth or is it true? Is it magic? And at the end from this psych talk I hope to have the answers for you. But let's dive in first in the principle itself. What is the 10,000 hour principle? That's really easy to explain. The story goes like this. If you want to master something, whether it's playing the violin, the organ, baking the best macarons, making the most beautiful garden, whatever what, you need 10,000 hours of practice. That's the story. The idea became famous from a book, and that's the book Outliers, written by Malcolm Gladwell. And he got his ideas from the research by psychologist Anders Ericsson, who studied the subjects with top violinists, top violinist students. And hear what I say, top violinist students top. And yes, those top students had practiced almost 10,000 hours by the time they were about 20 years old. They studied a lot from a very young age. But here's the catch. Ericsson never said it's only about the number of hours. He talked about deliberate practice, focused, challenging, reflective practice. So not just playing through pieces for fun. So that means that for me, if you know my channel, I play lots and lots of fun music. 10,000 hours would be not enough to master the organ. Let's go to the origin and the misunderstanding. Ericsson looked at how much time musicians spend on purposeful practice. That means tackling difficult passages, slowing down, getting feedback and fixing mistakes. Gladwell found it fascinating, but he simplified it. He just said 10,000 hours is equal to mastery. And that's when motivational speakers, LinkedIn gurus and countless YouTube channels jumped on it. For fame, or for clicks, or for money. But think about it. If you are spending 10,000 hours of practicing the wrong way, without feedback, without pushing yourself, you just become a master of your own bad habits. Okay, and what does the science say now in 2025? That's interesting because later studies showed that practice hours explain only part of the difference between high and average performers. In music especially, roughly 20 to 30% of the variation in skill is explained by practice time. Do you have that? Only 20 to 30%. And the rest, it's talent, motivation, emotional stability, learning strategies, quality of teachers, social support, and yes, even luck. And that's only the direct factors. There's more, because you also have the genetic predisposition. For example, your motor learning speed or auditory skills. You have your mental health. Burnout and performance anxiety can slow progress, for instance. Life circumstances. Can you practice in peace, or is your practice place constantly noisy? Or are you practicing in a hostile environment? Are you practicing as an organist in a church and you have a problem with the clergy? That affects your ability to become better. So some organists improve dramatically with 4,000 hours of extremely focused practice, while others barely progress after 12,000 hours. Well, the psychological angle. Why do people love this kind of numbers so much? Two reasons. Because it's popular, and we see it a lot. Because people make money about this subject. That's first of all. There are even trainings and lectures about this subject. And as a matter of fact, I do the same now, but not to become rich, because an organist never shall become rich. Maybe a few on the whole planet. No, I do it for interest and to explore the truth. Yeah, that's first of all. And the second is, numbers give people a sense of control. 10,000 hours sounds miserable, predictable, safe. But the reality is way more complex. Let's go to the self-determination theory. That's a concept within the world of psychology. We know 3 elements are essential to keep going, to have progress, to keep inspired. And that's autonomy, so having a say in what and how and when you practice. Competence, feeling that you are making progress, feeling that you become better. The third one is relatedness. Do you get enough support from people who understand your journey? And support can be critical support or appraisal. Both are important in this matter. And if even one of those 3 is missing, that road to 10,000 hours feels much, much, much harder. So that's that theoretical concept. And then there's flow, the magical state where time disappears. You're completely absorbed in what you are doing. It happens to me frequently. I love to play meditational music. And if I play that kind of music, whether it's from my friend Phyllis, or from my friend James or Phil, or from deceased composers like Enrico Passini, whose music I very much love, then I get a state of flow. Everything goes smoothly. I lose every sense of time around me. That's not the case when I try to play a trio, because that's way more difficult. What's flow? That's difficult. You can force flow. It's more likely when the challenge matches your skills just right. And can I experience flow when playing a trio? Yeah, I can. Because if you finally master a trio, then it can bring you in a higher state of mind, because it's fantastic to play it. I have the same with fugues. To master a nice baroque fugue, that's heaven, of course. Yeah, my own experience. I've been playing the organ daily for a few years now. I think I restarted playing organ in 2021, 4 years ago, after an absence of 25 years. So I haven't played the organ for 25 years. And I probably don't have studied the organ for 10,000 of hours. I absolutely have played music for more than 10,000 hours, because I also play piano and accordion, for instance. However, organ is now my main instrument. And I noticed the real improvement from my playing when I practiced the way Erickson described. Isolating difficult spots, so recognizing difficult spots in the music. Try to play perfectly at a slow speed. And I even have adapted my performing style because of the second one, because I practice my fugues, for instance, really slow. And I found out that I like to perform most fugues slower than others, because the voices get way more clarity that way, and I like it that way. So that's slow speed. And the third one is recording and listening back critically. Well, I almost record everything I play, and I'm an awful critic about myself. And it frequently happens that I play a piece and that I'm not satisfied when I listen back. That's the reason why I have a stack of pieces. And I'm sitting in the car and I listen to a piece that I've recorded, and that's in the to be published stack on YouTube. Sometimes I say, nah, I don't like the tempo, I don't like the voices that I have used. I have the sense that I made an error, and if I do, then I take it down and do it again. Not because I want to be perfect, because I am not perfect in music, but because I want to be critical to myself. And well, Erickson said that's a good thing. And the fourth one is asking for feedback. However, I struggle sometimes with that fourth one, because if you ask for feedback, sometimes you get feedback, and sometimes that feedback isn't always nice to hear, but it's important in making progress. The same applies to my composing. I get critic, I get feedback, and it's always right, the feedback that I get. So feedback leads always to better pieces, but you must have the courage to listen. Okay, let's go to the dangers of this myth. And I know my friend Village, for instance, say frequently, if I struggle with a piece, then he says, the first 20 years of playing is difficult. After that, it's easy. And he relates that to the 10,000 hours. And well, and he he says it all also as a joke, but he's right, of course. If you play music over and over, you get better. And if you are an organist for 20 years, then you have overwon so much difficulties that you absolutely are become better. And is practice important? Yeah, practice is important. And Vidas and his wife Aishra always say, and that's their slogan, if you practice, miracles happen. And that's absolutely true. Without practicing, those miracles won't happen at all. But let's go to the danger of the myth. The 10,000 hour rule can do two things. It can motivate you. It reminds you that mastery takes time. And that's the approach that Vidas takes. And I fully agree with that. But also it can be discouraging. It makes you think, I never reach that. So why bother to try at first place? And I see this with young musicians and students. They set the bar too high, or they start too late because they already think that they are behind. And the truth is, every single minute of focused practicing counts. You don't need to hit a magical number to become excellent. Just every minute counts. And if you are a musician yourself, if you are an organist, you probably know it. If you start to learn a piece, and if you do it in the most smart way, you start at the end and work to the front. But whether you start at the beginning or the end, in both cases, you start with difficulties, and getting along, it becomes easier. And every minute that you put in it, you become better. So some practical tips for better practice. And again, if you want to learn more about practice strategies, learning strategies, I'm not an organ teacher. Please go to the website from my friends Vidas and Aishra, Secrets of Organ Playing. They have courses, you can become a member, and they can tell you everything about practice technique. But a few practical tips. Choose what to practice on purpose, and work on weaknesses and not only the fun stuff. The second one is short, intense sessions often work better than long, exhausting sessions. Just practice 15 minutes, half an hour. Mix it up. Technique, musicality, and interpretations. 3 important factors for music. Get feedback from a teacher, a colleague, or even from yourself by making recordings. And have the courage to listen to it. And the fifth one, reflect. Ask yourselves, what did I actually improve today? And philosophical, that's maybe even a question that we can ask us in all aspects of life. What did I do today? Did I make the world better? Did I make my family better? Did I make my partner feel better? My kids, myself, whatever what. So, let's close up. Is 10,000 hours the key? No. It's a direction. It's not a destination. Mastery is about deliberate, focused practice, motivation, and a healthy dose of love for what you do. Whether you're learning a Bach fugue or ice skating, or remember, every mindful minute counts. And for my fellow organists, maybe the real reward in making music is not the destination after 10,000 hours or 5,000 hours or 1,000 or 100,000 hours of practicing. Maybe the real reward is in enjoying and learning to enjoy the journey, because the organ won't forgive you, but it will reward you. That was it for today. Let me know your thoughts about this subject in the comments, or send me a direct message or email if you want. So, if you have other subjects that you like to send to me, so that I maybe can make a Organ Psych talk about it, let me know it. Yeah, and of course, like every YouTuber, I ask you politely, if you aren't already, to become a subscriber or even a member. If you are a YouTube member, all my compositions with almost 37, I think now, are free for you, and I have a vault with forgotten organ music that's also free, available for you. And above all, you are supporting my musical journey. Well, that's all, folks. Thanks for listening, and hope to see you next time in the next episode of Organ Psych Talks, or at my regular performances on this organ or on a real pipe organ. Thanks for listening, for watching, and see you later. Bye bye.